The potential benefits sound great. I'm worried about the unintended consequences, mainly the right to privacy. So who's going to program the cameras?
So first of all, the city retains the rights to all ownership of the data.
But who programs them?
Who programs the
Who
cameras?
will tell them what to look at, what images to capture, what the parameters are
Right.
of how they will zoom in into people's yards and houses, et cetera?
So I don't believe the cameras don't zoom in. The certain conditions are programmed into the cameras.
But who programs them?
The vendor.
The vendor programs them. Okay.
Yes.
Who can modify the parameters of the programs?
In terms of identifying what violations we're looking for, that would be the city.
So the city will have the opportunity to modify the program and control what the AI does.
Yes, sir.
So the city could theoretically modify the zoom capabilities of the camera.
To the best of my knowledge, sir, the cameras don't have a zoom function on them, and their placement on the vehicles are such that they're capturing what's only visible from the public right-of-way, similar to other cameras where images may be displayed elsewhere. I'm thinking.
What's the recorded resolution of the camera?
I don't have an answer to that question, sir.
Because
but I can find that.
If it's
I
like
can find that
a
out.
low resolution, then I would agree with you. If it's a high resolution camera, then it could theoretically go into Windows
So-
and, you know.
Yeah, I would just, for a point of comparison, all of my sanitation vehicles have cameras 360 degrees around the trucks that are recording all the time. So we, in essence, are already capturing that data. We're only using it for our specific sanitation purposes now for service verifications and incidents that occur, but we're essentially already capturing.
Do your current cameras have artificial intelligence built in?
They have artificial intelligence facing the driver to identify driver behaviors.
Will the new cameras have artificial intelligence facing people's yards and properties?
Yes.
Okay. Where are we going to be storing the data that's collected from these AI cameras?
The data is stored in the, just making sure I get this right, Chris Christian was, had to step out for another important item. I don't know that I have the specific answer to that question, sir. I can get that to you.
Additionally, how long will the data be stored? Who maintains the data? Is it going to be stored in the same server that was previously hacked by an outside source from City Hall in a couple of years ago? These are questions that I want answers to before we vote on this.
Sure.
Okay.
Let me just point out that the Information Technology Services Department provides a robust requirements for vendors that are hosting any city data, and that language and those requirements are part of this contract. So the vendor will be expected to perform according to those terms and will be regularly monitored in that process.
Can the data be obtained through an open records request?
It may be.
What about through a subpoena, through a litigious divorce case or a lawsuit neighbor versus neighbor?
I would defer to the city attorney's office.
You have an answer for me?
That's something we can look into.
Okay, that's a big question I have. I can think of all the scenarios I've been through one myself, a litigious divorce case, and neighbors pitted against neighbor based on and using information the city's collecting on these AI cameras against their neighbor in court. Can DPD access the cameras?
If there was a legitimate business purpose, but I can't answer that at this time.
Okay, well, I'm going to need answers to that, or I'm a definite no on this issue. And I'll just tell staff right now, this does not need to be on consent.
Let me answer from the perspective of the service cameras that we currently use. If there is an open records request, we provide the data or we provide the video unless there is a specific exemption under state law, which would require us to withhold that information. Dallas Police Department, to my knowledge, has only ever has requested footage when it's related to an incident that we were involved in, for which we've participated and provided that data, as long as it was lawful to do so.
But can we give residents assurances that the data collected from these cameras won't be used in litigation, private suits?
If the data is allowed to be legally, is required to be legally released under the Texas Public Information Act, we would have to do so.
Okay, these are all questions I definitely want to dive more into.